This is part 1 of disk management in Windows Server 2008. Let's first take a look at how to initialize a new disk. You'll notice a little red down arrow on disk 1. We'll just go ahead and initialize, and we can also select the partition style. And you'll notice the red arrow's gone. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how to do this in the command line interface. It's important to note that there is no initialize command. So what we'll do is select the drive, disk 2 in this case, and create a brand new partition. And just keep your eye on the actual disk 2's little down arrow. We're just going to create a primary partition of 250 meg, and it's now initialized. Let's look at converting drives from GPT to MBR. The only time that you'll actually want to convert to GPT or use GPT is if you need to support more than 2 terabytes of data on the drive. GPT is really focused for 64-bit computing and drives that, volumes that need up to 18 exabytes. So we'll do the same thing in the command line interface. We'll select the disk and we'll just type in convert GPT. And we've now selected that drive in the GPT mode. You can notice a little star there, and I'll just convert it back and do a list disk again, and it's gone. Now let's look at converting drives between dynamic or basic. It's important to note the only time that you really want to use dynamic disks is when you're using something like span drives or mirroring or any fault tolerancy in the system. And it's because what's going to happen is we're basically going to distribute the database across all drives, and every drive will understand each other's partitioning. Now, when we convert a drive with existing data, there's no way to actually convert it back to basic without deleting the data. That's what I'm doing right here. And you'll notice that it just went back to basic. So let's go ahead and take a look at the same thing in the command line interface. I'm going to list the disk here. I'm going to select the disk, in this case disk 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and convert it to dynamic. And if you just watch disk 1, you'll notice it goes to dynamic. And then I'm going to go ahead and convert it back to basic here. And the drive is now back to basic.